Well, welcome to Enderby Parish Church. Jerry Taylor, the vicar here. I'm standing inside the church building, which is very exciting because we're preparing on the 9th of August at our usual service time of 9:30 a.m. to resume services in person in the church building. Now, of course, things are a little bit different trying to hold church services in a pandemic. There's a few things that it would be good for you to be thinking about before you come. First of all, around health. If you are showing symptoms, or anyone in your family, of COVID-19, clearly it's not right yet that you would be coming to church. You need to self-isolate, as the government would advise. Also, if you are at risk or in the extremely clinically vulnerable category, then follow government advice and make your own decision before coming to church. We know that it won't yet be for everybody, and we're going to continue our online offering for the foreseeable future. But to those of you who are willing and able to come back, it's going to be great to see you on the 9th of August. Here's a couple of other things to be thinking about before you come. First of all, we want to welcome all generations. So this isn't just for old people or for children and families, it's for everybody. So please, everybody be welcome. If you're coming with children, just be aware that at the moment, at least for the time being, we won't be able to run our usual creche and Sunday school groups. But that will change, I'm sure, over time. Also, if you come, we strongly advise that you wear a face covering. So I've got mine here, and I'll just put it on for you. One that covers the nose and mouth. What we're going to do also is ask you to bring your own Bible, if that is something you'd like to refer to during the service, because all the reusable things in church we've put to one side safely for the moment to reduce the risk of transmission. We won't be serving refreshments at the moment, and of course we will be adhering to social distancing, which means that there will be a limit on the number of folk that we're able to accommodate at any given time. But leave that to us, don't worry about that. If you'd like to come, we'd love you to be here. And then all we're going to do now is walk through what it will look like and maybe give you a sense of what it might feel like if you come back to church on the 9th of August or on the imminent subsequent Sundays. So, our model worshipper, Tom, is arriving for the church service on the 9th of August. And you'll first of all notice that there are social distancing reminders at floor level to keep 2 metres apart. So we won't be coming into the church until any bottleneck is eased. We don't hope there'll be one. And then as we come to where Tom is now, you'll see he's a couple of metres away from the hand sanitizer unit. Because one of the key things that we want people to do when they come in is go and sanitise their hands. You'll also notice, as I said earlier, that Tom is wearing a face covering for his nose and mouth. So he sanitises his hands as quickly and as effectively as he can, and then he moves away so that others can then approach the hand sanitizer station. There is another one in church, we'll talk about that in a few moments. And then one of the stewards will then point out a seat to Tom where he can go and sit. So Tom, if you go and choose somewhere to sit just for now, we can imagine that someone is taking you there, or I can come down with you and point out your seat. And you'll be seeing now in the video as well that things look rather different if you're used to being in our building. The chairs are much more spaced out. There's some that are together for household, for groups and bubbles, and it's anticipated that our families particularly will gravitate towards those. Some will be in pairs, singles, and depending on who books in for the service, we'll be able to arrange that as best we can before the service. So Tom has decided he needs to use our facilities. We've got a couple of toilet cubicles at Enderby Parish Church. So Tom's moving forward towards the toilets. He's keeping 2 metres apart. There's reminders on the floor to help him to do that. He's just checking that people are coming out and that they've got space to pass without getting too close to him. Always observing social distancing, the key thing. And then as he gets to the last one, which will tell him to wait he sees that both the doors are open, there's no one in, so he sanitises his hands. There's another hand sanitizer unit here, so that when he touches the facilities and so on, that he's got sanitised hands. He's going to wash them on the way out, we'll get to that. Then he goes in, and uses the facilities, you can use your imagination for this bit. And we'll just imagine that it doesn't take very long. So Tom's finished, he's going to come back out, and this time he won't need to sanitise his hands, because what he'll have done, and there's reminders all over the place, is that when you use the facilities, you spend those 20 seconds, the Lord's Prayer, Happy Birthday, whatever you sing, to wash your hands when you come out. And that's how we use the facilities safely. And the key thing is making sure that we're leaving that 2 metre space behind us. So, during the service, the one big thing, and I think it'll be sad for a number of us, but for this time we need to observe it, is that there'll be no congregational singing. We can still have music, we can still have our musicians playing, we can still listen to recordings and so on, but we won't be singing it. We can get away with a little bit of humming and a little bit of movement, if you want to, within the social distancing rules, but no singing at the moment. There will be either the use of the screen, that would be the normal method, like we've been used to in this church over a number of years, or occasionally we might choose to print something for you, but we would do that single-use service sheet and leave it on your seat, and it would be best and most hygienic if you then just took that home with you afterwards. Remember, if you're going to have a Bible, you'll have bought your own. We won't be holding services of Holy Communion until further notice. The Church Council needs to work through how we can do that safely over the next month or so. And there won't be a collection, but there will be ways that you can hygienically give to the church if you'd like to. So that's the service. And there will still be opportunities for members of the church family to come and read and lead prayers and so on. So there'll be lots of familiar things among some of the changes. So, we've come to the end of the service now in our imagination, and Tom is about to leave. One of the other sad things, along with the no congregational singing at the moment, is that we're not meant to be interacting with folk outside of our household groups or bubbles. So, at the end of the service, there won't be refreshments, there won't be any encouragement, unusually, to be mixing together. What we'd like people to do is, as soon as possible, safely as possible, maintaining social distancing, simply file out and leave the church building and the grounds. And then that would be a great witness to the community that we're very much taking all of these health issues very, very seriously. Please do take anything that you brought with you home, including, ideally, your own tissues and so on, although there are bins provided for those. You do not need to sanitise your hands on the way out, as this could cause a bottleneck, but you're very welcome, of course, to bring your own sanitiser with you. We really hope that this introduction to what it might look like to come back to an in-person service at Enderby Parish Church has still left you wanting to come, even though we know that not everybody will be able to. If you have any questions, please do approach us via our website, where you'll find contact details for me and for some of the other church officials. Thank you very much for listening.